This is the 17th episode of our series Great Saints of India. If you have missed earlier episodes on Appar, Nandanar and other Shaiva saints, the links are in the description. Today, we speak of two extraordinary figures whose lives are inseparably woven into Chidambaram's sacred history, Upamanyu Vyagrapada and King Hiranyavarman. In episode 14, we remembered the great sages Vyagrapada and Patanjali, the eternal witnesses of Lord Shiva's Ananda Tadavua. Vyagrapada later married the sister of sage Vashisht, and from this union was born Upamanyu. As an infant, Upamanyu lived for a time at Vashisht's ashram, nourished by the celestial milk of Kamadhenu. But when Vyagrapada returned to his austere forest life with wife and child, poverty allowed only flour mixed with water. Upamanyu cried, from innocent memory. His mother spoke a timeless truth. If Shiva is not pleased, none receive kingdom, heaven, salvation, or even milk. The child replied with unshakable faith, I will pray to Lord Shiva and I shall receive an ocean of milk. With her permission, Upamanyu undertook intense tapas. He went to Himavat, lived on air alone, built an altar of 8 bricks, installed a clay Shiva lingam, and chanted Om Namah Shivaya ceaselessly, enduring even the harassment of demons. So fierce was his penance that the universe trembled. Alarmed, the Devas and Vishnu informed Shiva. Lord Shiva appeared disguised as Indra, offering boons. Upamanyu refused. He said, always worship only me, I shall give you everything. Abandon Rudra who is devoid of attributes. Upamanyu thought that Indra had come there to put obstacles in his holy rites and so said, Rudra is the lord of the chiefs of the gods, the progenitor of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva and who is greater than Prakriti. Prepared to renounce even milk, he invoked the Aghorastra and aimed at Indra. At that moment, Nandi intervened, and Shiva revealed his true form. What followed was breathtaking. Shiva manifested oceans of milk, curd, ghee, and honey, and mountains of food and sweetness. Upamanyu fell at Shiva's feet in bliss. Shiva granted Upamanyu Pasukta knowledge, Ga chieftainship, eternal youth, divine wisdom, guruhood, and unshakable devotion. Upamanyu asked for only one boon, eternal devotion and proximity to Shiva. This miracle lives on in Chidambaram today. The Tirupakadal tank, the nearby Atmanath Swami shrine, and sculptural depictions of Vyagrapada and Upamanyu. Upamanyu later became the founder of the Upamanyu Gotra, the guru who gave Shiva Diksha to Krishna. Now we turn to King Hiranyavarman. Born as Swetavarman, a king from the northern regions, Gora or Kashmir, he was afflicted by severe white leprosy. Physicians failed. Rituals failed. In despair, he journeyed south and reached Tilaivanam. There, Vyagrapada and Patanjali instructed him to bathe in the Shiv Ganga tank. The moment he emerged, his disease vanished, his body shone golden. Swetavarman became Hiranyavarman, the golden-bodied protector. In gratitude, he dedicated everything to Shiva. He enlarged the ancient shrine, initiated Tili's transformation into a temple city, gilded the Chitsabha, and established sacred spatial planning. On Shiva's command, he brought 3,000 Brahmins from the north, today's Chidambaram Dikshitas. Hiranyavarman abdicated his former throne and was crowned Chola king at Chidambaram, making Nataraj the Kuladevam of the Cholas. For one child's hunger, Shiva poured an ocean of milk. For one king's surrender, Shiva revealed the golden body of consciousness. That is why Chidambaram is not merely a temple. It is the place where the infinite feeds a child, heals a king, and dances for the world. Om Namah Shivaya.